What really makes us better people is our capacity to question the status quo to achieve positive change. If you are seeking to adopt new habits, to learn about a kind lifestyle, low-waste living, and speaking up for justice, you have come to the right place. Together, we will make the switch that will light up this world. I'm Morgan, and I'm happy to welcome you on this journey. 1, 2, 3. Welcome, beautiful souls, to this new episode of the Positive Switch podcast. I am so excited about this episode. I'm so happy to welcome you. Thank you for tuning in, whether it's on any podcast platform or on YouTube. I am so happy that you are here listening to this content, to my experiences that might help you to grow in this life journey. And today I want to talk about something quite personal, but something I think that relates to a lot of us, especially to women, and that's the topic of boobies, breasts, whatever name you want to give them. And to let you know a little bit about what's my relationship to my breast and how did I grow with it. Did I have some difficulties accepting my boobs and all the things that I did to kind of enhance my breast, or just basically anything that I would do except just letting them be. And that's all that really happened, especially in my teenage years, but I will come to this. So let's start. I grew up, like my body just really developed quite suddenly and really all at once when I was about 9 or 10. So I would say at 9 or 10 I started to grow boobies, and then at 11 I had my periods already, I think. So it was just like, boom, you're a woman now. Like, you're ready to nurture, you're ready to have babies. Everything happened really quickly, and when you're young and everything happens so quickly, it might be a bit overwhelming, a lot to handle, especially when you're at school and you're still learning to just be in a relationship with your body. You're learning to know your body and to accept yourself, and there's a lot of triggering, especially coming from others, and a lot of judgment. So it's a hard time, I think, for most girls. And that's why for me, with this episode, it's really important to let you know that you don't have to put stress on your shoulders, because in your age there is just already so much going on with school and with relationships, starting with boys, and learning your body, and so many different expectations from society and from your parents, and you're figuring out what you want to do with your life. And so it's just so much going on, and judging your breast or not accepting your breast and being so critical of yourself in that time, I think it's too much. And that's something that you can get off your plate and learn to handle much better, in a much in a much peaceful way, in a much more appreciative way. So let's keep on going. Basically, in middle school, where it was always growing more, that's the time where you start wearing bras, and you're kind of learning to know which kind of size are you, and you're going in different shops, etc. And very early on I noticed how girls may be tempted to buy a bigger size, and that's totally what I did. When I was younger, I kind of pretended with a bigger bra cup size. I was pretending to have more boobies so that I could somehow maybe impress people more or get boys to like me. At least that's what you think at this age. And although I couldn't really fill those cups fully, I still would buy those kind of bras and with push-ups. And when I look back at me now, when I look back at my younger self, I can definitely tell, like, I perceive it as myself trying to meet the expectations of others, trying to be someone that I was not, trying to be someone else, and trying to meet the criterion of bigger boobs to be a true woman, to be an accomplished woman, like it's portrayed on TV and in advertisement. And that's completely, it's so flawed. It's not the reality. We're just all born different. It's already in our genes, whether we're going to have big boobs or smaller boobs. And it's all fine because we're part of this beautiful diversity of women. We're part of like this wonderful rainbow. Just like the rainbow has so many different colors, there are just so many different sizes of boobs, and it's perfectly fine because, you know, your body is, everything is at the same time, everything is in balance and in disbalance, but everything just like everything just meets at some point. And if you don't have big boobs, maybe you're gonna have a bigger butt, or maybe you have more confidence in yourself, or maybe for having less boobs, maybe you have more creativity, or you have beautiful hair. What do I know? It's just everything in your body is the way it is, and that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong about you. I think what would be wrong is to force yourself to look like someone or to be someone that you're not, just in order to please others. And that's why I just want you to be careful and to be mindful about yourself, about your body, to be really accepting and grateful for the body you have, because this is this one temple that you have for the rest of your life. So you might as well just accept it as soon as you can and love yourself truly and fully as soon as you can. And like I said, it's not an easy thing. There is just pressure all around us, pressure through TV and advertisement and family and friends and not friends. It's just coming from all directions. But now I realize that I didn't have to please anyone but myself. I just had to love myself and my body fully for who I was and accept it and take care of it, like I said, as this temple, this wonderful sacred temple without any judgment. And at that time, when I was younger, I remember clearly that in changing cabins, I think it's cabins, in changing cabins, I was very shy when it was time to change your clothes to go to head over to the sport class. I was kind of hiding. I didn't want anyone to see my boobs, so that I would just like kind of prepare so that I wouldn't have to take off my bra or to change bra. And yeah, it was something I was really kind of afraid of. I just thought they were too small, and I was just putting that useless pressure on my shoulders. I was also really like looking at other girls and be kind of admiring and envious of other girls' boobs that were already so early bigger than mine, and they just I just admired them for how free they seemed to be. They didn't really seem to be ashamed of how they looked like or of the size of their boobies. They were just really, just really free and light with it. And they weren't scared of changing in front of others. There was no discomfort if anyone saw their boobs, and I really admired them for that. And now I admire myself for being that way now, and for having realized that there's no pressure to have about the size of my boobies. And now I'm free of all those thoughts of this judgment and of this pressure that I should look somehow, or that I should be somehow. And it's really just such a weight off your shoulders when you realize this, and when you reach that point. But I still kept wearing bras, and especially bras with wire underneath, and push-ups until I was, I think, in my early 20s. And then there was this period of time, I think it was a really like abundant period of time where I came across so much like various information. I came across the idea of veganism and low waist, and then I came across always more women who were claiming to not wear bras anymore, and basically just shared their experience and how it changed their life. And there was also the famous movement Free the Nipple, and all of that just kind of called me. I was really curious, and I thought that there's something to try here. And I also came across women mentioning that before they used to have back problems when they were wearing bras, and then when they stopped wearing it, they didn't have these problems anymore. And then somehow I came across some sharings from women that wearing a bra might not be so good for your health, and it's so much pressure on your boobies. It's really kind of a prison for your boobies, and that there might be a chance that this might have an influence in the development of breast cancer, which for now I've never looked really at the science regarding this, but to me it would seem plausible that somehow if you apply a lot of pressure on your boobies, and if you combine this with the wrong diet, with dairy products which are linked to increasing the risk for breast cancer, and if you link that to a lack of movement, a lack of sport in your life, it might definitely play a huge role in the development of breast cancer. So I started to just experiment by myself, and I just noticed already after a few days that I felt just much lighter and more free because I didn't have this pressure anymore. That definitely, I think, was a phase when I was in college, I think the early years of college, where I remember clearly that my back was hurting, and especially after like hours of class, when you're sitting, it's already like so damaging to your back, and then on top of that you're wearing a bra that's like really keeping you from breathing. And in that period of time my back was really hurting, and as soon as this came, I would just automatically spend a few days without bra, and it would just like automatically soothe my pains. It was something that was quite immediate, I would say, and it's just so mind-blowing for me, that just by changing that little thing, all the pain disappears. And ever since, it's been now probably about 4 years, I occasionally would wear bras, although those are wire free and it's more like a bralette. So the great thing I feel now is I'm really accepting my body for how it is and my breast for how it is, and I'm not trying to kind of cheat or like pretend to have a bigger size, and I'm not trying to convince myself that I have a bigger bra size and therefore buy a size that's obviously not adapted for my boobies. So I go for these bralettes, and I just have one because I realized I just don't need 10 of them. So I just have this one, and it's more comfortable definitely than any bras with wire and with push-ups. But even still, when I very occasionally, maybe 3 times in a year now, when I wear a bra, even though it's a bralette and it doesn't have wire, I still, after just one day of wearing it, I still can feel that the back pain is kind of rising again. So that's why I just really tend to not wear any. And if you really want to wear something, like you need some support, then I would just definitely encourage you to either look for, like, go towards either sports bra that are not applying too much pressure on your bra, or maybe just go for like a kind of supportive tank top or bralette, like I said, without any wire, or even a body. I guess it's called a body, like this kind of like one-piece bathing suit, but that's like a part of underwear. There are some great brands out there who make them, and for example, I have one that's like also period proof from She Thinks, and I just love it. It's so comfortable, and you don't have this back pain after wearing it that I would usually get from wearing a bralette. So I'm just so much thankful now for my relationship with my body now and my relationship with my breast. I realize, and it's just become so much more obvious, like as you keep growing and you just pay attention to the advertisement and to the way that we portray women in society and on TV, and you can clearly see that it's a standard from society, a norm that we want to force on women to look in some way and to dress in some way, and all those things are just illusions. And when you actually realize that it's all an illusion, then this illusion disappears and you can finally start to be yourself, be fully yourself, and accept who you are, and love yourself for how your body looks like. And your body is just one piece. There is only one copy of this beautiful temple that's yours. So you're so unique, and I think that's truly a gift, that you're this one unique individual, and you should celebrate that. You should dance or whatever and sing to it, and start really embracing the beauty of your unicity, of your uniqueness. Okay, I hope that this experience in some way inspired you. If you're in that kind of age and you're kind of struggling with your self-image, don't hesitate to contact me, to have a chat with me. I would love it. I would appreciate it if you can just comment on YouTube or leave a review on Apple Podcasts. That would mean the world to me, and that could help many other people and many other women to feel so much more empowered to finally accept themselves. So if you could do that, I would be so grateful. I am already thankful for you tuning in. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next episode. Namaste. Bye.